What is a life hack that seems fake, but is a true lifesaver? Every male should know this. If you want to get rid of an awkward boner, flex any muscle in your body, maybe an arm. For a minute. The blood will rush to that muscle and away from your dung. Crisis averted. Don't be that awkward dude trying to hide an erection in public. Confidently rock a raging boner while flexing those guns for all the world to see. If your ring gets stuck on your finger, Windex will slide it right off. Worked at a jewelry store for 5+ years. Put Windex on anything. Use shaving cream as anti-fog. I used it on the inside of my motorcycle visor. Smear it on, let it dry, then rinse off and dry. It also works for bathroom mirrors. You can use it on a small spot, so you can still see when you get out of the shower. Shaving cream also removes the smell of urine. If you ever have to take care of someone who is old and/or sick, and who wets the bed, a little shaving cream on a rag, wiped over their buttocks, after they are thoroughly cleaned up, helps them really smell clean again. It's a bit of a sad tip, I know, but you never know when you might end up caring for someone who needs help with things like this. Nobody wants to smell. A dab of shaving cream to restore a bit of dignity? Priceless. Work in adult/senior care and this advice is invaluable. Thank you so much. I can help make my clients' lives all the better with this. I saw a comment on one of these kinda threads that recommended gently rocking back and forth while pooping. I've never had any problems in the bathroom, but I happened to be sitting on the toilet when I read the comment, so I decided to give it a test drive. I was pleasantly surprised at how quick and effortless the whole experience was, and I haven't gone back to my old stationary technique since. As a bonus, #1 and #2 now require the same amount of time in the bathroom. Okay, I don't know if you'll see this or have the wherewithal to respond, but it's 6:30 AM where I am, and I've been up since around 4 with some constipation, mostly just browsing around Reddit. I'm not even subbed here. I've been browsing so long I hopped over to Popular to change things up. I have work today, I just got promoted, and we are right smack dab in the middle of a 2-week crunch. I can't even remember if I've ever been constipated in my entire life, so maybe it's stress? But I've been in a mild panic for the last few hours because I'm in a lot of discomfort and haven't gotten a lot of sleep, and I simply don't have time for this to be a symptom of a more serious issue. I've been getting up, moving around, trying different stretches and positions to loosen things up, but all I've been feeling is tension and a lack of relief. Rocking back and forth on the toilet for just the last 5 to 10 minutes has already totally relieved the discomfort and tension I've been feeling. I haven't jostled anything out yet, but I hope I've at least got the operation moving again. I'm comfortable enough to where I can probably go get a couple more hours of sleep and try again before I go to work. Thank you, AskReddit. Edit. Hey guys. Thanks for the helpful advice. My bowels are free, the show will go on. If you have funky armpits and need to fix them fast, use hand sanitizer. I figured this out years ago when I remembered that the smell comes from bacteria reactions, which antibacterial hand gel kills stone dead. Instant results, and the medical smell lasts only a minute. Don't do this routinely though, as it's delicate skin and may hurt like hell if you've shaved them and have any nicks. You can do the Heimlich maneuver on yourself. Use a chair or countertop, press yourself against it, right under your ribcage, and press down hard. Should force air up and dislodge a blockage. True facts. I'm CPR/ED certified, and in our classes we were taught this. Our instructor actually said to just drop yourself on the chair rather than press, as the extra force from gravity can be helpful, and any injury you might sustain will be better than choking to death. True lifesaver. If you are ever attacked by a dog, push your forearm into the bite. This pries the jaws apart and prevents them from clamping down. If a dog is attacking you, the best thing you can do is offer your forearm, push as far back as possible, and then grab the dog by the scruff of its neck with your other hand to hold it. The dog is now functionally muzzled, and you have control of its head. The sooner and harder you push into the bite, the less damage the bite will do. This is a good rule for human bites too, just so you know. Push in, don't pull. This is also what you do when Year's teething baby chomps down on you when breastfeeding. Mush them into Year's boob. Not yell and drop the baby. Though it's hard to remember that in the heat of the moment. That rubbing alcohol removes chewing gum. I'd go through a 20-layer deep marketing funnel to get to that tip because it really does work. Also, wow. Thank you for all of the awards, nice Redditors. I completely forgot I left this comment and came back and my notifications had blown up. Rubbing alcohol works to get paint off clothes also. All my clothes have paint on them. Thank you for this. Rubbing vegetable oil or any cooking oil on your hands after you cut up jalapenos or other hot peppers. It gets rid of the awfulness that would normally be left on your hands from the peppers. I rub my hands with oil and then wash it off with dish soap. I can totally remove my contacts after doing this. It's crazy how well this works. Vinegar in a plastic bag with rubber band tied around any faucet will make the faucet like new. I'm talking decade-old rust and stuff gone. And water flows like the first day. Edit also works on showerhead. You can unscrew those and leave them in a bowl full of vinegar. Vinegar is great for calcium and rust buildup, and it's not toxic. It doesn't work as fast on rust as some of the harsh chemicals available, but it gets the job done safely. It also does a great job of mixed 50/50 cleaning glass if used in conjunction with newspaper. As a weird aside, and keeping with the post molasses is also a good deep penetrating, albeit time consuming, rust remover. It's helped me restore some delicate old hand tools. Put your onion in the freezer for 10 minutes before chopping it. It freezes the juices just enough to slow down the process of it turning into a gas, giving you a few minutes to chop the onion without tears. I learned this tip from a kids science show years ago, and I haven't had to deal with onion tears since. So many people don't believe me, and then are genuinely surprised when it works. I've been a chef for over 15 years. This is good advice. Best advice is using a sharp knife. They slice through the cell walls instead of crushing them. If a man is in an accident, car, ladder fall, etc., and he gets an erection, don't move him. He has a spinal injury. As a paramedic, this is true. It's called a priapism and is associated with a mid to low back injury. Side note, unfortunately it might be his last erection. So, make it count. Clean jewelry with dish soap, since other cleaning supplies might scratch it, like hand soap or anything that exfoliates or chemically react with the metals. Usually that's harsh cleaning supplies, and dish soap is intended to clean glass and ceramic without scratching it, and silverware without reacting with the metal, etc. You missed the Dawn thread above. Dawn can regrow hair, charge your phone, and soft boil an egg. Big Dawn has gotten to yet another person. I've seen what it does to ducks. Stole all the oil those poor birds spent days collecting. The cheapest, most effective, and safest insecticide against roaches, especially those huge water bug roaches that we have in the south, is a spray bottle of mostly water with just a little liquid dish soap in it. Shake the bottle and get the water a little foamy, then spray the roaches. They will run, scrabble, and attempt escape, of course, but they will die. The soap film suffocates them faster than any chemicals will. A friend told me about this, and I thought she was nuts, but I tried it and it works amazingly well. Plus it's very easy to clean up, and safe around food. Not that you want to spray soapy water on your food. You can also use this on wasp nests, especially if sprayed on them right before dawn, since they are not very active. That way they'll be squeaky clean when they return back to their overlord, Satan. If you're in college, don't buy your textbooks until you actually need to use them. I've saved hundreds of dollars by not buying required textbooks that we never used. Or just go to http://libgen.rs/ and pirate it. I'm in academia, and the amount of money that professors actually get from selling textbooks they wrote is staggeringly low. So if it comes to screwing Elsevier, I'm going to screw Elsevier. Use whitening toothpaste and a little water with a paper towel to clean stained dry erase boards. It easily removes ink and doesn't spread it around like rubbing alcohol. Works on boards that have been stained for years. From the amazing book The Gift of Fear by Gavin D. Becker, a woman alone who needs assistance is actually far better off choosing someone and asking for help, as opposed to waiting for an unsolicited approach. The person you choose is nowhere near as likely to bring you hazard as is the person who chooses you. I've taught this to my children: if you're lost, find someone before someone finds you. I always tell them to find someone with a name badge on. I tell kids to look for adults with other kids. It usually means that those are safe adults. All your kindling for a fire is wet and all you have is matches and snacks. Any con chip will light into a ball of flames. Vaseline soaked cotton balls for the win. Edit. Many folks are wondering why. Main reason: they are light and compact. Other reasons: easy, quick prep, long shelf life. They are reliable in the sense they are virtually waterproof and somewhat windproof. Cheap too. Space. 24 petroleum jelly soaked cotton/lint balls will easily fit in an Altoids case. You only need one of those to start a fire. Perfect when you want a reliable, cheap, light, space efficient fire starter. The dry lint variant of this method will only work depending on the types of clothes you put through the dryer. As others have mentioned, pet and human hair in the lint can cause unwanted odors. Run your wrists under cold water or rub an ice cube on your pulse points to cool down all over quickly when you get overheated. It seems obvious, but I didn't realize it until last summer working in a warehouse with no AC. Also something I learned in the army: on extremely hot days on the range, if you need to cool yourself immediately, dunk your arms about halfway between your elbow and shoulder in ice water. Probably will need a bucket or cooler for about 20 to 30 seconds. Then lift your arms over your head straight up, and you'll literally feel your body completely cool from top to bottom as it moves down. If you're working outside and it's very hot, just have it ready just in case. It's required by the army once it gets hot enough to have sheets in ice water to cool anyone that becomes a heat casualty, so it makes sense if you're out mowing your yard or doing work when it's hot. I live in Arizona. It's already gotten over 100 this month. This is the kind of life hack I needed. Nail polish remover gets permanent marker off skin. You know, in case someone draws a dung on your face. That's because lots of nail polish remover is acetone based, and that stuff is an amazing solvent. You gotta wash it and even moisturize after. Not the greatest for your skin, even if it does help get your doodle dungs off. Edit. My top comment ever is about doodle dungs. I love you folks. When putting a paint can lid back on the can, first put down a layer of cling film, saran wrap. This will stop the lid sticking to the can once the paint on the lid has dried. If you're having trouble staying awake in class/at a meeting, see how long you can keep one of your feet lifted slightly off the ground. When my dad was young, he often had to drive late at night. He said he would drive while holding a $50 bill out the window in order to focus and stay awake. Railroad engineer told me eating sunflower seeds one by one worked for him. I have a bad habit of falling asleep on long drives. Finally discovered eating sunflower seeds kept me wide awake. Life-changing/life-saving. Sleep on big decisions. You think most clearly in the morning, and often after some time passes you realize you were about to make a big mistake. I swear my brain is completely different at night. I'm more creative, more bold, and more confident, so I'm really productive and good at stuff at night. But that also means that in the morning I'm often like, what was I thinking? This is me too. It's like living as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There's a daytime me and a late night me. I'm both, yet neither is the other. It's perplexing, but when the world's gone to bed I feel more myself. I've never been able to explain why. During pollen season, rinse your hair before bed. Otherwise you're just depositing pollen on your pillowcase every night and then rolling your face in it all night. And then multiply that by how many nights you use the same pillowcase. You're a genius. 4 out of the 5 people in my family have super bad allergies. I mean, like, the allergy tests came back with pages of stuff we're allergic to and long hair. I usually just change my pillow cover every other day during spring, but I'll try this tonight. My friends always said I was weird because I prefer showering at night over showering in the morning. I love crawling into bed and feeling all clean and soft, and I have just always felt like I sleep better after a good hot shower. I have terrible hay fever allergies and dust mite allergies. This made me realize I'm probably literally sleeping better after a shower because it helps me breathe better through the night. What a eureka moment. Eating candied ginger helps with nausea. Any ginger really, but candied ginger is much better tasting. Edit, I see this really got people talking. Glad to see other remedies are helping and the community giving each other tips. Thanks for the award and be excellent to each other. Second edit, chronic nausea is a different animal and I hope those suffering with it get medical help. Ginger isn't a cure for all nausea, and lots of things can cause it, such as vertigo, which is an obnoxious thing to have, and ginger won't help. I have that, and it's no fun. I use ginger for migraine nausea myself, which I also get. As a ginger, this comment concerned me for a minute.